Hey friends, how you doing? Love to hear your thoughts on Paul Tyson, that fight, any of the other fights, the whole event. I'll give you mine. Watching that fight and that event last night reminded me why I went from watching boxing to watching MMA and then not watching MMA anymore. So let's start with what was least offensive to me and go all the way to what I thought was the worst parts. So I can't stay up that late. End the story. And that's why I stopped watching MMA. You start the events too late for me as an East Coaster. Maybe if I lived on the West Coast here in the States, I could get back into it just because I could stay up. But that was an exhausting night to watch those fights. Then let's talk about why I moved from boxing to MMA, which was evident there. Two of those fights, the first one and the last one, were just not enjoyable fights, and especially the first one in MMA. Two guys who aren't awesome, well, better than me, obviously, guys worthy of being professionals, but their fights are interesting. Whereas in that first fight, that was not an enjoyable fight because the guys weren't good enough. They didn't have snap on their punches, and you notice that with the heavier gloves, with the smaller, lighter MMA gloves. Even if you don't have the full snap of a boxer, you can do some damage. And then, of course, you get to the ground and change where you're fighting to take advantage of not having that snap in your fights. And then here's the worst reason why I stopped watching boxing. And it broke my heart because I totally forgot. Mike Tyson fights, which were the dominant fights during my coming of age, they're not good fights. Listen, I loved watching Mike Tyson. I love Mike Tyson as a boxer and entertainer, and I thought he was a great fighter. But his fights are not good. He never had the kind of wars like Ali had. His fights were quick, or they were boring. And this is, it's his style. He is such a violent fighter that he'd come out and he'd put people away. So we'd watch the fight just to see this brutality and then be like, oh, it's over. Last night, first round, he looked like he had a chance. His legs were underneath him still. The power was there. Paul looked a little scared after finally getting hit by him. By the middle of the second, the legs were gone. It was over. He still had the chin, and maybe Paul kind of took it a little easy on him, but I'm not sure. I think he still had enough pop in his punches that Paul's like, I won the fight and did the smart thing and stayed away. So he would not catch a hook to the chin. But we can talk about the details of that fight in another video. I'd love, like I said, friends, love to hear your thoughts on the fight, where it puts you in the world of boxing and MMA, and any other thing you have to say about it. All right, later.